Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. So the G7 summit's happening right now up in Canada. You already knew that. There's a couple things that have come out of it that I want to react to. Okay, it's this interview with Donald Trump and Keir Starmer. I think this happened before the summit started. And then this one I'm very excited about, this headline. Trump slams Macron's comment on why he had to leave G7 summit early. So I guess Macron is talking shit about Trump. That's always fun. I need to see it. All right, let's do this one first. See what Keir's got to say.
Out of Canada at this G7 summit. As you can see right now, it is President Trump walking alongside UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Let's listen into what they have to say here on Live Now from Fox.
Why do they kind of walk the same?
Okay, thank you very much. We all know the great Prime Minister of the UK, and we just signed a document. This is... Sorry about that. This is it.
Oh, come on, Keir, don't pick that up. Make him pick that up.
A very important document.
Little windy out here.
Hope it wasn't too important.
We just signed it, and it's done.
Oh, no, it's all crumpled up. What the hell is wrong with Donald Trump? Oh, for God's... Oh, I hate to watch that. Oh.
And so we have our trade agreement.
Look at it all falling apart. Oh, my God. It's so cringe. Bro, get it together. Get it together. We're talking about a trade deal between two of the biggest countries in the world. Biggest economies in the world. Some of the biggest. Get it together.
With the European Union. And
that's kind of like symbolic of the whole... Anyway, let's just do it.
And it's a fair deal for both. Going to produce a lot of jobs, a lot of income.
Yay.
And we have many other ones coming. But you see the level
I've been saying that for weeks.
Of enthusiasm is very good. But the relationship that we have is fantastic. So I just want to congratulate you.
But Donald, thank you very much. This now...
It's always kind of funny to read into Donald Trump's handshakes.
I just want to congratulate you.
What a weird way to say that. I just feel like, I just want to congratulate you. What? Huh? What do you mean congratulate him?
But Donald, thank you.
Like, it's between both of you. Why are you saying congratulate you? Why don't you say thank you? Something a little more cordial, you know? Hey, congrats, dude. You made a deal with me. Congratulations.
Very much. This...
Usually he does the yank. I guess they're already right up in each other's business.
Now implements on car tariffs and aerospace, our really important agreement. And so this is a very good day for both of our countries, a real sign of strength. So thank you again, Donald. A really important day for both of us.
Great people. Great people.
Has anything changed in the agreement since you spoke on the phone from the Oval Office?
Not much.
Nope. This is implemented.
What is the difference? May I ask you a question, please? G7 leaders are calling for de-escalation in Israel and Iran, but you are the key to unlocking that.
That's right. And here I am.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So can I ask you, sir, have you spoken to Prime Minister Netanyahu? When might you speak to him?
I've spoken to everybody.
What will you say?
Israel is doing very well, as you probably know.
I don't like it when they talk about subjects about other things when it's Trump and Keir Starmer. I want to hear about the UK.
And I gave Iran 60 days, and they said no. And the 61st, you saw what happened. Day 61. So I'm in constant touch. And as I've been saying, I think a deal will be signed, or something will happen, but a deal will be signed. And I think Iran is foolish not to sign one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know this is what everybody's talking about, so yeah.
Accusing Netanyahu of attacking them to deliberately derail your nuclear plan that you had. What do you say to that? Do you think that's
no,
true?
No. Look, Iran should have signed the deal.
If it would help bring Iran to the negotiating table, would you guarantee that the U.S. would not get involved militarily?
Well, I think Iran basically is at the negotiating table. They want to make a deal. And as soon as I leave here, we're going to be doing something. But I have to leave here. I have, this commitment. I have a lot of commitments. I have a commitment to a lot of countries. including the UK.
I guess that kind of alludes to him leaving early, which is what Macron said something about.
Where we just signed our deal.
Mr. President, where are you settling on steel tariffs with respect to the UK? Are those going to zero, or are they staying?
We're
something with the UK.
Gonna let you have that information in a little while.
Trade talks, sir, on U.S.-Russia talks. When will they restart?
They're starting already.
Mr. President, do you agree to the European push to apply more sanctions on Russia? Does the U.S. support that?
Well, Europe is saying that, but they haven't done it yet. Let's see them do it first.
You told me earlier that you could sanction Russia. Why wait? Why wait to sanction them?
Because I'm waiting to see whether or not a deal is signed.
Can you guarantee the UK won't be?
He seems kind of low energy today.
And don't forget, sanctions cost us a lot
Turned 79 years old, and he's all, wait and see.
of money. When I sanction a country, that costs the U.S. a lot of money, a tremendous amount of money. It's not just, let's sign a document. You're talking about billions and billions of dollars. Sanctions are not that easy. It's not just a one-way street.
Mr. President, on AUKUS, the submarine agreement, is that still proceeding? You've initiated a sort of review of that.
Yep, we're proceeding with that.
I was just about to say, is Keir going to get to say a freaking word?
Proceeding, you've initiated a sort of review of that.
Yep, we're proceeding with that. It's a really important deal to both of us. I think the President is doing a review. We did a review when we came into government, so that makes good sense to me. But it's a really important...
We're very long-time partners and allies and friends, and we've become friends in a short period of time. He's slightly more liberal than I am, to put it mildly.
We stand slightly on the left.
But for some reason we get along.
We make it work.
On Russia.
Okay.
There are quite a few British voters who worry we side more with the Russians over the Ukraine war. Can you reassure British people
No. I just, you know what I side on? Saving lives. I only care about saving lives. We have nothing to do with it except that Biden stupidly let us get into that mess and gave them $350 billion. $350 billion. And yet, despite that, you saw how we did in the Middle East. We took in $5.1 trillion. We have $15 trillion almost, looking around that number, going to be invested in the U.S. So the money is not the thing in this case. It's 5,000 young people are being killed every week in Russia, Ukraine. And if I can stop that, I'll be very happy. They're Ukrainian and they're Russian. So you could say, what am I doing? But I'd like to see if I could stop it.
Would you consider going
that Israel can fully eliminate the threat that Iran poses, this nuclear threat that they pose, without the United States military policy?
Who said that?
No, I'm asking if you believe they can.
Well, it doesn't. It's irrelevant. Something's going to happen.
Have you
Mr. President, would you
spoken to
consider
the
traveling to the Mideast as part of any talks if it would help broker a deal?
Yeah, but I think we're doing pretty well. We're talking.
You don't think
We have a thing called a telephone, so we're talking. But it's always better to talk in person.
Mr. President, do you want to see regime change in Iran?
I want to see no nuclear weapon in Iran, and we're well on our way to making sure that happens.
And we've had a discussion about that this morning. There's a unit in the G.
I can't stand the disrespect. Can you shut up? Reporter, not Keir. Reporter, the Prime Minister's talking. Can you shut up? I'm sorry. Am I wrong? He's talking. He's barely got to get a word in. And why are you blabbing on with a question to Trump?
Iran.
I want to see no nuclear weapon in Iran, and we're well on our way to making sure that happens.
And we've had a discussion about that this morning. There's a unit in the G7 absolute clarity in relation to the nuclear program.
Sorry, I want to hear what Starmer has to say. I just can't believe.
In the G7 absolute
Making sure that happens.
And we've had a discussion about that this morning. There's a unit in the G7 absolute clarity in relation to the nuclear program. We do not want to see it.
Mr. President,
do you have a response?
about any future tariffs?
What?
Can you guarantee the UK will be protected from any future tariffs?
The UK is very well protected. You know why? Because I like them. That's why. That's their ultimate protection. Thank you very much. The Prime Minister's done a great job. I want.
That's such a ridiculous quote. But it's also, you know what, there's truth to it. You know, like whether or not Trump likes you. Sadly, that might influence how much defense we give in the event it's needed. Sadly, it's just ridiculous.
I want to just tell that to the people of the United Kingdom. He's done a very, very good job. You know, he's done what other people, they've been talking about this deal for 6 years, right?
6 years.
And he's done what they haven't been able to do. So he's done really a very good job.
How was your response to Tucker Carlson criticizing you, saying that you were complicit in the war?
I don't know what Tucker Carlson is saying. Let him go get a television network and say it so that people listen. Thank you.
Zelensky before your pilot?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Japan?
A lot of them. Could happen. Yeah, so that people listen. Thank you.
Zelensky before your pilot?
Starmer almost looks like his Secret Service bodyguard here.
Say it so that people listen. Thank you.
Zelensky before your pilot?
Yeah, a lot of them.
Japan?
A lot of them.
Well, hopefully, I mean, I don't know what to say about this deal, like the US-UK deal. From what I've heard, it's kind of like, you know, okay, yeah, you know, nothing really special. It's kind of like, we could have just not done all the drama and come to this deal probably, but, you know, okay. Anyway, let's get to the Macron thing. For some reason, this clip is only 35 seconds long. So, I mean, that was, you know, that was interesting. I do like Keir. I think he's very respectful and cordial. And I'm honestly glad that our countries, our leaders get along. That's good. Trump's not an easy guy to get along with.
You probably see what I see, and I have to be back as soon as I can.
Okay. Trump slammed Macron after leaving the G7 meeting. Macron said Trump had left to negotiate a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran. Isn't that what he kind of implied? That's what Trump implied he had to go do. So what's the problem?
Et donc, si les États-Unis d'Amérique peuvent obtenir un cessez-le-feu, c'est une très bonne chose. Et la France le soutiendra et nous le souhaitons.
What was wrong with that statement? Publicity seeking Emmanuel Macron of France mistakenly said that I left G7 in Canada to go back to DC to work on a ceasefire deal between Israel and Iran. Wrong. He has no idea why I am now on my way to Washington, but it certainly has nothing to do with a ceasefire. Much bigger than that. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I guess he takes that in some kind of, I didn't read that far into it, but I guess, okay, is Trump implying he's trying to negotiate an end to the war or to prevent a full-scale war or a nuclear deal? You know, not just a ceasefire? Okay, whatever. Seems kind of like petty to get upset about, but okay. Whether purposely or not, Emmanuel always gets it wrong. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. What is that? Are we going to commercial break? What do you mean stay tuned? You know, I did know, and I said this when Trump won the election.
Everyone's talking about how...
Quiet, please. I knew that this Trump shit would at least be entertaining, which that is what it is. Sad, scary, entertaining, all of the above. Certainly not boring. Well, that was interesting. Okay, I'm really hoping more stuff comes out about what they spoke about at the G7 summit, more interesting interviews and stuff. I really enjoy watching the leaders interact with Trump and stuff. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.